But at the same time, there's the trillions in weapon sales. There's the domestic excuse to clamp down on the West, to stage terror attacks and say that Iran has done it. And we know that's the real target.
Exactly. And then you look up north from that line of countries, and you're into Georgia, and you're into Kazakhstan, and you're going up to the Russian border then. And this is all Eurasia, all this area that Brzezinski was talking about in 1997. And what is also very important, Alex, in this whole area is that people are given the perception that there's this great land of Arabic rule, when it's not at all. You know, I wrote an article a few weeks ago which was basically headed, "If Iran goes, Arabia goes." Because if you look at a map of Arabia, and then you look at the controlling forces behind these countries, look at it. It's supposed to be the land of Arabia, the land of Islam. Well, Egypt, that's controlled from Tel Aviv and Washington. And then you've got Saudi Arabia, Tel Aviv and Washington. Then you've got Kuwait, Tel Aviv and Washington. Iraq, taken over already, as we can see. The United Arab Emirates and all the rest of it. I've got no chance of standing up to this Washington-Tel Aviv axis. And so Iran is right in the middle there, this massive, massive country. And if that goes, then there's only remnants left, and Arabia's basically gone. And it's about divide and rule on so many levels, because most of the Islamic world is made up of Sunni Muslims. The major Shia Islamic center is Iran. And so a lot of the Muslim world are going, well, we're Sunni. Iran, that's Shia, we're not bothered about that so much. And what they don't realize is when Iran goes, it's over for them.
Well, absolutely, and there are Israeli plans that have been declassified in the 80s, Pentagon plans, that when they're done with Iran, they're not just going to stop at Syria. They're planning to overthrow Saudi Arabia. They're planning to overthrow Jordan. They're planning to overthrow Lebanon. They're planning to overthrow Libya. They are going to overthrow all of those countries and roll in with the drugs in the water and the vaccines, because most of those Muslim countries will not go along with the New World Order. They don't fit too well into this whole master plan.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's right among the people. But, you know, what they've done in Arabia, I know quite a lot about this because of people that I...
No, sure, their leaders are very evil.
Yeah, people I know. I mean, Arabia has been taken over by... interlopers. You know, people talk about sheikhs. Oh, he's royal. It's a sheikh. Well, sheikh just meant in the tribal situation in Arabia. It just meant a wise man, and they morphed it into being royalty, and they created this spurious, off-the-peg manufactured royal families who now act as tyrannies in all these countries.
No, but I mean, that's true. I mean, that's what the whole Lawrence of Arabia fable is about Saudi Arabia. It's actually a true story. They went out and just found warlords, gave them weapons, and set them up.
Yeah, and so when you've got a situation like that, Alex, where you've got these royal fiefdoms in Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and all these other places, they are dictators to their people, but they themselves, this is the point, answer then to the cabal that is run out of places like Tel Aviv and Washington and London. And so this situation where you have these royal tyranny dynasties means that you only have to control a few people before you can control the whole nation of Saudi Arabia or Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Kuwait, all of it.
And then they use a twisted form of Islam to suppress and control their populations.
Oh, you know, Alex, back in the late 70s, I spent 8 weeks in Saudi Arabia. I loved the people. They were so kind. I tell you what, the system, the royal family, it is grotesque. It is beyond tyranny. It is beyond imagination, where people were still having their arms chopped off for stealing and all the rest of it. It's horrible. And that extreme, incredible, grotesque form of Islam was created by the House of Saud, which are interlopers, just come along and claim they're royal and all the rest of it. Not that should matter anyway, to suppress the people. And Saudi Arabia, I've been saying this for like like 15, 20 years, it's one of many 51st states of the United States. That's why these patsy people involved in 9/11, so many came out of Saudi Arabia. This is why bin Laden came out of Saudi Arabia and got put in Afghanistan to front up the Mujahideen.
Well, the bin Ladens,
and all the rest of it.
The bin Ladens build most U.S. military bases in the Middle East, and I talked to Springman, the head of the U.S. Embassy. They were ordered to let those hijackers in. They were told they were U.S. government agents.
Exactly, and Saudi Arabia is not on the side of the Arab world. I mean, it's no accident that you have got, my goodness, what you've got in Israel is daily genocide against the Palestinian people. It is so blatant, it's so in your face, and nothing ever happens. You will have sanctions against Iran, we'll have Security Council resolutions against Iran and these places. Nothing is done to give consequences to Israel for the genocide against the Palestinians. But then you say, well, where the heck are all these oil-rich, massively wealthy, apparently on the surface powerful Arab leaders in Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and all the rest of it? Where are they? It's Western people that are going in flotillas to challenge the blockade of Gaza, and then you read in the mainstream newspaper that Saudi Arabia have opened its northern
Stay there.
This is not a drill.
Repeat.
This is not a drill.
Gun sales are on a staggering pace.
Gun prices are going through the roof, and that means desperate, vicious criminals now want your guns
And will do anything to get them.
Now, a new book reveals powerful secrets for hiding your guns from thieves and looters. You'll learn step-by-step, battle-hardened techniques, where to hide your guns so criminals will never find them,
How to create the perfect hiding place
as well as the places you should never hide your guns.
under any circumstance.
These and other closely guarded gun caching secrets are guaranteed to keep your weapons safe and out of sight when the going gets tough.
But listen up.
For security reasons, the Hide Your Guns book and even the website may disappear without warning at any time. Go to hideyourguns.com.
That's hideyourguns.com.
Or call 877-327-0365.
Before they come for your guns.
Hideyourguns.com right now. Right now.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
You worry, but only because you're paying attention. What's happening in the Gulf of Mexico illustrates an audacity toward nature. A similar audacity called GMO, or genetically modified organisms, means that the quality of commercially grown food may be compromised with our health in the balance. Now that summer's here, what better time to learn about the bounty that nature provides in wild edible food? Let author Linda Runyon show you the best-kept secret in plain sight, that food is everywhere you look. This summer, for the cost of a good meal or two out, you can literally starvation-proof yourself and your loved ones against any future craziness, and put up tons of free food, too. Whatever experiment is being run on us, you can rest assured that Linda's 50 or so staple foods aren't involved. Our foods are their enemy. So go to ofthefield.com or call toll-free 1-888-51-EAT-FREE and take that first step. Make your oasis of food security and nutrition now. That's OFTHEFIELD.com or call 1-888-513-2837. Start now and make 2010 your year of independence.
Well, to close out this interview with David Icke today, we're going to talk more about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, arguably one of the most corrupt nations on earth. Israel's got a lot of organ trafficking and slave trafficking, and a lot of other countries do as well. But in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia are the big traffickers in. And notice you never hear our media criticizing them. It's all Iran, because Iran is not controlled by the New World Order. It's got to be taken down. I'm not saying Iran is good. I'm just simply stating it's not part of the global takeover. David, finish your points on that point.
The thing is, if Saudi Arabia was a target country, there'd be banner headlines all the time and exposure documentaries all the time about the grotesque way that country's controlled and the way they treat the people. But because it's part of the control system, of course everyone turns a blind eye. It's the same with Israel, you see. Because that's part of the control system, it's a fiefdom of the House of Rothschild. I mean, people, they just let them get away literally with mass murder. And, and then you've got Iran, and because it's a target country, of course, that's where all the propaganda goes into. It's all mind control and mind manipulation and perception manipulation. But, I've done enormous amounts of research over the years. It continues to this day about the abuse and trafficking and stealing of children by this system. There's something about the energy of children that they absolutely want. And if you go back even into the ancient world, when they talked about sacrificing young virgins, etc., to the gods, that was code for children. They've been doing it all along, and now they're doing it on a massive scale. And so many of the children that are trafficked end up in Saudi Arabia and these Arab states. In the United Arab Emirates, of course, a few years ago, there was this massive scandal when they had this enormous numbers of young boys who were camel jockeys in their camel racing system, and they were more than basically, they were held in captivity and slavery. It's extraordinary, and that's what these Arab so-called royal fiefdoms do. They're tyrannies, they're dictatorships. And we need a revolution, we need a people's revolution in these countries more than, or as much as, if not more than anywhere else, because the suppression of the people in these countries, I've experienced it, is just extraordinary.
Well, it is, and if you read the Bible in Leviticus, but even mainline history, give not your children to the fires of Moloch, they would go throw babies in to the fires.
Which, of course, takes us to Bohemian Grove and all the other stuff, absolutely.
And all of this is coming out now. We talk about Bohemian Grove 15 years ago and get laughed at. Now it comes out that, okay, many of your Republican leaders are with gay porn stars. What's the big deal? I mean, it just shows how compromised they are. And then you got Barry Soetoro, Barack Obama. The good news is that they tried to pump him up as a messianic savior, but that sure fell hard.
Well, that's one of the most encouraging things of all. I mean, given where he was with the hype and hysteria when he was elected, his honeymoon period has been dramatically short, given how high he was built up before. That is also an expression in many ways of this awakening, where people start to see through things they couldn't see through before. This is making it harder and harder for them to sell the agenda to people as more and more people see what the agenda is. They see, that's leading to that problem, reaction, solution. Yes, I see why they've done that, because they want to bring this in. This is changing the game. It's changing the game. And, it is coming down. But in the next few years, it won't seem like that, but it's coming down.
David Icke, look forward to talking to you in October. DavidIcke.com. The awakening is on, but the enemy is going to strike back, and it is going to be darkest before the dawn. We look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Cheers, mate.
Take care. Always informative, a very well-spoken gentleman, and I agree with his insights on the geopolitical manifestations we face. The websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Great job making Barry Soetoro the #1 search term yesterday.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh, made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new evacuation pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy to